Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Disney Dust. It's DisneyDwayne here, and we're going to be talking about The Lion King, the live-action remake. Here goes.
First up, I have to say the cinematography was just stunning. For that itself, it was worth watching this wonderful retelling of The Lion King. It also didn't feel any longer than the original. Going into it, I knew it was almost half an hour longer, and though I was looking for drawn-out moments to see if they would work or not, I didn't notice any. The Circle of Life opened with the original audio from the original. So iconic, Disney didn't dare to replace it. Everything worked except for the birds running forward. It was the only unnatural-looking CGI. It reminded me of the ostriches in Prince Ali and Aladdin. Disney hasn't gotten birds running right yet. My first impressions from the trailer made me think this movie would play like it was a documentary. It was weird that animals were talking or singing for that matter, although I did remember it working for me in Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book. However, he does his magic again, and it worked for this movie as well. The movie stays very true to the original. As I have probably mentioned before, any adaptation from animation to live action presents a difficult challenge. Because of the realism of live action, a lot of the exaggerated sequences or even facial expressions would be too silly for the medium. Hence, Disney did a commendable job adapting it. I thought losing much of facial expressions to maintain the realism of the animals would take away from the performances, but like how all acting legends do it, less is more, the characters' feelings were still clear and preserved. For the Timon and Pumbaa bits, for some reason their voices didn't match the visuals on some level. It could have been because they were a lot more comedic characters, so it made me feel like I was listening to their thoughts more than hearing them actually speak. We did lose things like Rafiki knocking Simba on his head or Timon getting into drag, but the alternative surprise song from another Disney movie was just next level. Perfect. The realism also enhanced certain things like how frail Scar actually looked compared to the other lions. I even felt bad for him at certain points. In Can You Feel the Love Tonight, I thought Beyoncé's riffing, well, it borderlines too much when I first listened to the soundtrack, but in the movie it somehow worked. However, for Spirit, it felt more out of place than Speechless in Aladdin. Can You Feel the Love Tonight helped the transition because it was the characters doing voiceover singing, but those were Simba's and Nala's voices. Whose voice was Spirit supposed to be? My favorite scene was when the trio Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba were looking at the stars. In their take on what the stars were supposed to be, it covered science, spirituality, and creativity with their answers. A nice reminder that we can all see things so differently, yet so beautifully sometimes. The circle of life and nature is very present in this retelling. I loved how the camera took the time to indulge in some nature, almost unapologetically. My other favorite moment was how Simba's tuft of mane found its way to Rafiki. It also reminded me how beautiful nature is, and how our actions could well destroy its delicate balance. All in all, I give this retelling a 8.5 out of 10. And that's all we have for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and catch some of our other movie reviews as well. Details in the video description below.